so patient with me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Quarantine. Those of us that are lucky enough to be working from home right now, I hope we don't take it for granted, but at the same time, it does present its own challenges. So for me, productivity and not getting distracted by other stuff has been a challenge. Keeping my motivation up has been a challenge. But one simple little challenge that I know that I have finally mastered is this hair situation. If you know me or if you've been following me for a while, you know that when it gets to this point, it means I actually can't remember the last time that I washed it. And women have more non-wash hair days than they do wash days. And I think a lot of people kind of get a good day or two out of their hair and then they're like, forget it, we're just gonna throw it up in a bun. And I have rocked this bun for years and years and years and years. My friends and family now have a joke, they're like, how many days? How many days have you had this bun now? Like, what does this mean? When it gets to this bun phase, we get to a point where I sleep on it and then I wake up and then I sleep on it and then it gets to this like fuzzed out phase. I kind of just give up. And I had a situation happen a couple days ago where I completely lost track of time and I got a little pop-up on my computer and I was like sitting here working and I was like, boop. And like this thing popped up and it was like Zoom meeting. And then one of the people in the meeting texted me, they're like, oh, you're gonna present this thing, right? And I was like, I was planning to have the video off. I was planning to be on mute and then just like chime in, I mean, I think we all know what we're talking about when you have the days where you're like not ready to present and you're running behind and everything's a mess. And I looked frightful. The bun was way worse than it was. I think it was like even more matted. And I think it's like, when it starts to slip down here, that's when we really know we have a problem. So when Pantene asked me, well, they actually challenged me to ban the bun, I laughed out loud because nothing could be more appropriate and practical for me. If you follow me on Instagram, you know, if you see my stories, you know, every day, all day, it's hiding a lot of secrets in here, let's just say that. So these are my 5 hair hacks that are heat-free for when you need to be ready at a moment's notice for a meeting and you need to look your best or you just want to feel a little better in your home all day, every day. This thing is driving me crazy. So the first thing I would do actually, when I have the meeting, like the first thing I did was throw on a more presentable top because I think that makes everything look better. So hold on, I'm actually gonna go throw on something that's just a little bit less. I rolled out of bed 2 minutes ago. Okay, that's better. We're back. We're wearing something a little more presentable. And now together, we're going to take down this bun. Now for this Ban the Bun challenge, Pantene sent along their new waterless collection, which I'm obsessed with the branding of and the name of. So they have this Cheat Day dry shampoo foam. It's so freaking cute. I love the packaging. And have you guys ever used a dry shampoo foam? I know most of us have used the powder, either like aerosol or like the non-aerosol powders, but I am new to the concept of a dry shampoo foam. And let me just tell you, this blew my mind. So the first thing that we're gonna do is prep our hair to be styled. So that means, guys, ban the bunifesto, ban the bun, woo! Whoa, I slapped myself in the face with my own hair. So this is what we're dealing with. Like I said, my roots are very oily. What happens to my hair actually is that it gets very crispy on the ends and then it gets very like greasy at the top. So we've got like flat here and then crazy town over here. So this is obviously quite a look. So as you can see, my hair is definitely quite oily and flat at the top here. So you can see it's like very frizzy and dry at the bottom and very kind of oily and flat at the top. So first things first, we are going to use this Pantene waterless Cheat Day dry shampoo foam to correct the top. And here we go. You just section your hair and then you just put a little bit in each area. Your hair needs to be dry. This is waterless solutions to your hair, so clearly you put it in your dry hair. So just to show you guys like what the product looks like, check that out. Isn't that just so satisfying? I'm obsessed. It smells so good. So then we're just gonna section our hair and we're gonna put it right at the root, and especially in the areas where we're having the issues. For me, that's like right up in here. I love the dispenser because it has this super precise tip that lets you get right up in there, which is awesome. And you just really need a small amount. But then once you've done each section, you rub it into the section that you've done and then you can repeat. I did a few sections at once. Oh, It feels so good. It's so gratifying when you're rubbing it in. So this is really gonna degrease your roots. It has cassava root, which has tapioca, which helps actually absorb it. But the best part is that it's not drying. Have you guys ever used a dry shampoo and it's like your hair just becomes chalk? The best part of this is that it's really nourishing. So one thing I always look for in my hair products is that it doesn't have any alcohols or parabens or sulfates, and this is free of all that. So the foam just really hydrates and also refreshes your unruly roots. So we got that first part done, and as you can see, my hair is like, got a lot more volume. It looks way less greasy. It really is like declumped, because that's the issues I think that are like the telltale signs, is the clumping. And we're gonna follow it with the Pantene Mist Behaving. This is their dry conditioner mist. This is for just the mid-length down. So this is really to help nourish the ends that have gotten kind of dried out and frazzled. So this is supposed to really restore your hair, refresh it, and condition it. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. It's like one mist and it's already so much silkier and softer. So this whole thing can take like 2 minutes versus if you really don't have 30 minutes to an hour to shower, blow dry your hair, and deal with all that. Oh my gosh, do you guys see how it literally went from like to like So the misbehaving is really gonna be good for people that have long hair that has a tendency to get frizzy. It's also really good if you have curly hair for refreshing your curls. It's also good for hair that's color treated, heat styled a lot, that feels really crunchy at the end, that just needs like a dose of nourishment. It's perfect for that. So that is the way that I refresh my hair when I need to style. And as you can see, just that little bit, it's almost like kind of okay to even like pop on a Zoom meeting or like do something as is. So you could definitely just leave it. But if you want to feel a little more prepped and your hair, you don't feel like it's quite great, the first thing I recommend is sleeping on it either in a braid or putting it up in a double twisted bun. And so this is obviously very self-explanatory, but if you know that you're gonna get up in the morning and you've got a meeting kind of first thing, you can do one braid or two. For like really thick hair, I recommend doing two, and you can do it kind of tight. And then I leave about this much of the ends out because you don't want the very, very ends. You want it to look like a natural kind of wave. So I'll do this and then just kind of let it dry and sleep on it. Just get it like a tiny bit wet, or even sleep on it, and it should give you that natural texture. As you can see, I have that texture from that. The other thing you can do is put your hair up in a bun, and when you're putting it up, divide it into 2 sections and wrap them around each other. Like truly just twist them around each other like this. And then once you have that twist, then you're just gonna take that and wrap it around itself. And then you're gonna secure that. So you're gonna sleep with this little founding father moment. And then you wake up with volume. So my first hair hack is to let your hair do itself in its sleep. So if we're going in order of like difficulty / how much time it takes, that's the first one. The second one is wherever your hair has been slicked back, or if it's been parted to one side or parted in the middle, wherever you find a new part, you're gonna get so much more volume. So one of my hair hacks that looks like all of a sudden I'm like styled and fresh and high, it's such a cheat. All it is parting my hair differently. So I'll do kind of a deep part on one side, just like this, right? And then I will kind of fluff this up, and it's gonna give me volume because it's not used to being on that side. And then you can even go back in with your dry shampoo foam and get more at the root here. But what I like to do is just give it a little volume, just hand tousling, tucking behind my ear, and then I'll really like get up in here, fluff this, and just zhuzh it with my hands. You'll be surprised at what you can do to tame your hair with your hands. So I know that this seems so simple and straightforward, but if you truly have no time and you're like, well, I gotta get on the thing in 2 seconds. Like, look, I mean, I look way better and styled. And then the best thing of all is like throw in an earring with this and it looks so intentional. So if you look back through my Instagram photos, you'll see I do this style a lot, and it's honestly just because I don't have time. So you just kind of keep zhuzhing, and then you can even play with like, okay, that side's not giving me as much volume as I want. Let's play with this side, etc. Okay, so the next one I'm gonna do is really gonna show off your squeaky clean looking roots here. So we're just gonna take a small section and put it half up and make like a little mini half top knot. And I think we've all seen this before, but I like to do a little twist on it, and I like to like let it have a little middle part and do quite a small section here. So I take such a tiny little part, I use a middle part with it, and then I just throw in, I actually like to use these little like telephone little tie ones just because the volume of the hairband itself gives you more volume. Then I just kind of zhuzh it. It's cute when it's a little messy and when you get a little volume here. And then that way, man, these roots just look squeaky clean and fresh. Again, you could just throw on an earring or something and again, just look a little more polished, but I just think this one's so simple and just so cute and it looks really effortless, but it totally looks stylish. The next one is also super simple, but I think it's something that nobody ever thinks about because whenever I learned this hack, I was like, whoa, like it was so simple, but made such an impact. So for this, we are just gonna do a braid. You could obviously do two, but we're just gonna do one braid. And so this is obviously ideal for long hair. If you have shorter hair, you can use this same technique, do it right here and then pin it across the crown. But for this, all we're gonna do is, again, I like the center part, just kind of tuck your hair behind and then go to braid. Kind of like you would to even sleep on it, except for when you sleep on it, you want to leave it tight to really get that wave pattern. But for this, you are going to braid like normal. I love using these little clear elastics. I just think they make it look the most polished. So you're just going to seal the braid at the end. And before you're like, cool idea, bro, never thought of that, I'm gonna show you the secret. The secret is once you do the braid, you fan each part out. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take and we're just gonna pull and separate carefully each little braid segment. And I start at the bottom because that's where you have more give from down here. And as you can see, it starts to like really get dramatic. Oh, we love. Come on, like tell me that doesn't look so cool. I've got one more for you. This one is also simple, but just with a little extra flair. So this is a simple pony. If you don't have a ton of volume, my biggest pony trick is to actually do two ponytails. So you would pull your hair half up and clip it, then do a second ponytail here on the bottom and then do the second one right on top of it. You can't tell from the front at all that it's double, but it gives you way more volume. In my case, I've got enough volume naturally just because of all this hair. I have extensions right now, so I'm good on that. But the other hack to make it look a little more stylish, sophisticated, French girl chic is you're just gonna leave a little bit of bang and then zhuzh the bangs and you're just gonna look so Brigitte Bardot. Also, a little volume in the crown never hurts. So I pull from the bottom up and get a lot of volume on the crown as I can, and then I kind of like hand zhuzh it. I always leave a middle part here when I'm doing this kind of like stylish girl pony. You can get it high as you'd like, you know, depending on your preference. And like I said, the double pony is such a hack. And if you guys want like a ponytail hack video, happy to do that too. Put it here, put the elastic in, pull, grab the volume, and then what's gonna differentiate this pony is pulling down these layers and then zhuzhing at the top. My little secret is just to kind of pull here. You just really zhuzh it a lot. But my secret for the bang pieces is, since this is a no heat, you could just quickly do some loose curls with a flat iron or curling iron. But my tip, since this is a no heat tutorial, is I take the middle section here and I pinch and I kind of rub together and pull up, and it creates this little like wing. Do you see that? That is so much more sophisticated and polished than just leaving the straight pieces. So that is like a tip that I learned probably just playing with my hair at school, because I was like, can't do anything about it right now, but I would just mess around, and you can even hold it from here and pull up part of it, if you can kind of see that. And then that one looks a little messy, but if you mess with it, you will be surprised at what you can get. And then you have this little Brigitte Bardot moment. You can tuck half and you're good. So here is our last no heat hairstyle. So I want to hear from you guys. What more do you want me to talk about during quarantine? Like, what are you doing? How are you doing? Comment below and let me know how you're doing, what's going on. I use the Pantene Cheat Day Dry Shampoo Foam and the Misbehaving Dry Conditioner Mist for this. This was a collaboration with Pantene, and they asked me to be a part of this. And so just so you know, this is sponsored and they sent me the product. I will link the Pantene products that I use below so you guys know where to get them. All opinions are my own. I never recommend things that I don't actually use, love, and try. Did I miss any major hair hacks? Is there anything else that you guys want to see? Comment below, let me know. Thanks so much for being here and watching, and I'll catch you next time. I hope you guys are all staying safe and well.